What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Leizel, and for today's video I am going to be doing something a little different for you guys. So as most of you would already know, I did recently cut my hair, but if you are new to my channel or you're stumbling across this video, I have always been on YouTube with long hair. Like, my hair's always been at least past my shoulders, but recently I decided that I wanted to cut it off. So that's exactly what I did, and now I have this cute hairstyle to work with. Believe it or not, a lot of people who see me in person ask, like, why did you do it? Were you scared to do it? No, I wasn't scared. I just wanted to cut it off, and I figured, like, it's hair, it's going to grow back anyway. But I know the feeling. I've had this in the past where I ask the hairdresser for a trim and she just goes in, and you sit in the chair and you look in the mirror and she's showing you all the different angles and you're like, yeah, I really like it, when inside you're dying. This has happened to me many times, which is probably why I haven't done a big chop like this in a long time, is because I just was so attached to my hair. Whereas this time around I was like, nah, let's just cut it off. If I don't like it, it's gonna grow back. But I get it. It is scary when you cut your hair and then you go home and you look in the mirror and you're like, what the f did I do? So I'm here today to show you guys some cute hairstyles that you can do if you've recently made the big chop. It's funny because some of you guys have been messaging me telling me that you're thinking about cutting your hair. So hopefully you will find this video helpful. All the hairstyles that I'm about to show you are really easy to do. All you really need is a straightener. I use a GHD personally. That's just the brand that I prefer to use, but you can honestly use anything if you are going to use a hair straightener, because I do show you guys like straight styles and styles with curly hair. I would recommend getting a straightener that has a rounded edge, because that's really going to help with the whole curling with the straightener process, which I'm going to show you my technique that I do to do that. Before I get started, if you're new, you know what to do. Join the crew by hitting the little red subscribe button down below and click the notification bell so you can stay updated with all the future videos that I post. Also, if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I also want you to comment down below and let me know which hairstyle you like on me the best. So that being said, let's get into it. So I'm going to start things off by showing you guys my favorite way that I style my hair. Now, this is how it looks when it has been freshly washed and somewhat messily blow dried. I'm firstly going to be going in with some heat protectant. This is just one from Tresemme. It's super inexpensive and it smells really good. So I'm just spritzing that all over, mainly focusing on the ends, because ever since I cut my hair, I have absolutely no split ends, and I do intend to keep it that way for as long as possible. So heat protectant, especially when using hot tools on your hair, is a must. And I'm just brushing through to make sure that it is completely knot free, because I'm going to start sectioning it off for the curling process. So starting with this bottom layer of my hair, I'm just pinning up the excess, and I'm going to show you guys how I use a straightener to curl my hair. So taking this piece right here, I'm taking my straightener, clamping it down, starting from the root and then pulling it out towards the end and twisting it as I go in an outward motion, pulling it back onto itself and then dropping the curl. So I'll show you again. Starting from the root, pulling it out and twisting as I go, rolling it back onto itself, and then releasing the curl. And again, pulling it to the end, pulling it back onto itself, and then releasing. And that's how I curl with a straightener. Now, it's up to you which direction you want the curl to go. You can, of course, curl it inwards. You can do alternating curls. For me personally, I do like my curls to be facing outwards from my face, so that is what I do for each sides of the sections, if that makes sense. So pretty much just doing the same process. Here I am showing you what it looks like with the little spiral looking curls. And again, I'm going to section my hair off. I like to do it in sections of 3, so I have like the under layer, the middle layer, and then the top layer. I do things a little differently, so I will show you guys that. But again, if you can see how I'm doing the technique, I'm starting at the root and twisting it out towards the ends as I go, rolling it back onto itself and then dropping the curl. And I don't mess with it once I've dropped it. I just like to let it sit there and cool down in that position so it keeps that somewhat spiral of a curl, because I will go in later and kind of tussle it up, but as you can see, it's so uniform and so satisfying to look at when it's in that state, but I'm not going to keep it that way. So once again, pulling it out, rolling it back onto itself, and then dropping the curl. Now, when it comes to the top section of my hair, I like to do this thing where I split it down the middle, and then I'll take one of the sections and then split that down the middle, and that is how I do the top section. So again, doing the same technique, I will face these curls out from my face just as they are. Same with this section right here, doing the same process again, and then again with the other side, I'm going to face it in the direction that all the other curls are going on the other side of my face, if that makes sense. So once everything is all nice and curled, I just like to mess it up. I pretty much flip my hair, push it up, mess it up, shake it up, do whatever I can to get it to look nice and big. I personally like big fluffy curls, and that is why I go a little extra with it and go in with this stuff. This is from Schwarzkopf. This is their push-up volume powder. Now it is a powder, but it has a little bit of grit to it, so it really does help to keep the volume in place. I like this better than the dry shampoo that I used to use, even though it is a little messier because it gets everywhere. But I pretty much just like to section my hair off, split it, part it, and then put a little powder in there and shake it up, and that is how I get my hair to look so big. That's my #1 secret to how I get big voluminous curls, and I just shared it with you guys. So this next look is one that I like to call the pinup, because essentially that's all it is I'm pinning my hair up. So as you can see, I'm taking the front sections of my hair and I'm pulling it to the back, twisting it a little, and then taking a hairpin and pinning it into place. Now I do take a couple of hairpins, probably 2 or 3, and just pin it down. And it's really easy. I feel like this is great for like a formal situation or for work or for something where you have to have your hair out of your face but you still want to look cute and like you tried, when really all you did was pin your hair back. So as you can see, once again taking that section of hair and then pinning it up. And then I'll just go in and kind of adjust things, pull bits out, make it look a little less put together, and that's how it looks from the side and from the back. Now, if you want to be extra cute with it, you could pull out some little bits to frame your face. So I'm just pulling out my bangs and just pinning back whatever pieces I think will get annoying in my face. And that's pretty much it for this look. Super easy. Just pin it up and you're good to go. It looks like you really tried when you really didn't. Now this one right here, the curly top knot, I feel like I could never do the top knot style because my hair was way too long for it, but now that it's short, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm just taking that top section of my hair, brushing it back, smoothing it down a little, then I'm going to take a hair elastic and tie it up. Now I'm going to show you guys how I do my little buns. So I tie it around twice, and then on the third time I pull it through halfway and kind of fan out the hair, pull it through, make it look a little bigger, because like you guys know, I like big hair. So yeah, it looks okay, but we could make it look better. So what I like to do to make it look neater is I will take that section of hair that I didn't pull through, pull it around the front. The reason why I do this is to hide the hair elastic, and then I'm going to pin it down. So I'm essentially just pulling it around the ponytail and pinning it down. Then I like to take the sides of that little bun that I fanned out and again pin it down. Bobby pins will be your best friend when you have short hair, let me tell you guys that. So I am just kind of pinning things down, seeing how it looks, messing it up a little, and yeah, that is it for the curly top knot. Now for this one right here, the middle curl, it's essentially just my hair curly but parted down the middle. I typically don't part my hair down the middle because I'm constantly fluffing my hair up and pushing it around. You guys know me, that's just something I do. But for this look, I feel like this goes with certain outfits or certain styles that you want to be pulling off depending on the mood. So I'm just going back in and recurling any of those front bits just to make sure that they haven't lost their curl. Of course, if you've already curled your hair, you wouldn't have to do this, but because I'm showing you guys so many styles, I'm just recurling it. So once that's done, again, shake it up, mess it up, push it around, get a feel for it and see how you like it to sit. And then I like to tuck one side behind my ear. You could leave it out, however you feel, whatever kind of mood you're in. And that's it. Just part it down the middle and curled, and I feel like it gives me a completely different look. Now for this next style, bone straight, that's essentially what it is, just my hair completely straightened. So I'm brushing out all those curls, and then I'm going to go in and section my hair off. Now starting with that underlayer of hair, again, I'm just going to go ahead and straighten it. I feel like straightening your hair, there's not really any need for any kind of tutorial because it's pretty straightforward. You just take the section of hair, clamp your straightener down and pull it through. Now I want my hair to be completely straight, so I'm not going to turn the ends or anything like that because, like I said, it's bone straight. So again, just straightening my hair all the way through. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know how to straighten your hair, but I'm just going to keep the technique in for any of you guys who may not know. Also, another tip of mine that I like to do is I like to use my comb as a guide to keep it straight, if that makes sense. So I'm running my comb through and then letting my straightener kind of follow the same path, and I feel like that really helps to keep things extra straight. Now when it comes to the top section of my hair, once again, I like to do the same technique, just part it down the middle and then go in with the straightener. Of course, because this is the top layer of hair, I feel like it's most important to make sure that this is completely straight, that there's no waves going on. So what I like to do, this isn't probably the most practical technique, and I look like that girl Samara from the movie The Ring, but I like to pull my hair to the front just to make sure that I didn't miss anything, you know? So as you can see, I'm going in, straightening it, and then I'll split it down the middle, and that's pretty much it for the bone straight style. Next up, we have tuck it. Now watch very closely because I don't want you guys to lose your place with this one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hair and I'm gonna tuck it behind my ear. And that's it. That's pretty much it for this style. But in my defense, I feel like it gives off a completely different vibe. And I think it's really cute. So that's why I had to throw it in. Then for this one, slicked back, I feel like this is such a power do. I could picture wearing this type of look with like something like a blazer or a suit or something. Just, yeah, the slicked back look, I really like it. So just to make sure everything stays in place, obviously as you can see, I have brushed it back, combed it back, and I'm going to go in with a bit of hairspray just to kind of tame it down and keep it in that same position. Go in with as much as you like, and look how clean that is. Like, it's a power do, I'm telling you. This one is another one of my faves too, pushed back. I constantly do this with my hair. This is like a natural habit for me to do, is just to push my hair back and play with it, and I feel like it's the easiest thing for me. So pretty much all I'm doing is just pushing it back, fluffing it up, seeing how I like, and posing for the camera. And that's it for that look. Now for this next look, the half updo, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. It's super easy, but I'm also going to throw in an extra tip as to how to keep it looking pushed up. So really easy, like I said, half updo, just section it off into two sections, leave half out and tie half up. I'm smoothing through it with a comb just to make sure everything is in place, and then I'm going to tie it up and tie that section of hair into a ponytail. Now that looks great, everything's in place, but I don't want it to look super slicked back to my skull, so I like to pull through some bits so that I can go ahead and give it a little bit of oomph, like a little bit of extra volume. So I'm pulling bits through, and now I'm going to show you guys how I keep it looking pushed up, because that looks great, but we can make it look better. So the way that I do that is I will take a hairpin, have my hair pushed up in the position that I want it to be, and I'll pin the hairpin horizontal to the hair tie. Then I'll take another one and pin it vertical to it. So it's essentially forming a cross underneath that hair elastic. And that's it. That's how I keep it looking pushed up. Now, of course, I had to do the straight top knot as well. Essentially, it's the same thing as I did with the curly one. I just wanted to show you guys how it looked like with straight hair as well. So once again, sectioning off that top part of my hair, smoothing through it with a comb, and then I'm going to go in and create that cute little bun once again. So I feel like creating a bun with bone straight hair is a little more difficult as opposed to doing it with your hair when it has a bit of curl and wave and texture to it, but I'm gonna make it work. So once again, pulling that section of hair that I didn't pull completely through around the ponytail and then pinning it down. And doing the same thing with those side bits. Pretty much it's really easy. All you have to do is just keep pinning down bits that you don't want to stick out. And that is the look in itself. Pulling through some bits and we're done. Now, I wasn't gonna do this, but I had to throw it in because it's just such a cute hairstyle and it really reminds me of the 90s. So I'm going to start things off by parting my hair down the middle, and then I'm pretty much going to be doing a half updo on both sides of my hair. So sectioning it off, leaving half down and tying half of it up, making sure to smooth through it with a comb. Then I'm taking a hair elastic and tying it up into this cute little ponytail. I feel like this makes me look like I'm 12, but I don't know, it was just super cute and I wanted to show you guys how to do it. So again, doing the same on the other side, half up, half down, smooth through it with a comb, and then tie it up with a hair elastic. And then that's pretty much it for this look. Super cute, makes me feel super nostalgic, makes me feel like a kid again, even though I'm old, but I had to throw it in for you guys. So those were all the hairstyles, you guys. I want you to comment down below and let me know which one you guys liked on me the best. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're still here at the end watching and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit the little red button down below before you go so you don't miss any more videos that I post. If you guys want to keep up with me on any of my other social media platforms, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat. I'm probably most active on Twitter though. Find me on Twitter, links are down below. So that's pretty much it for this video, you guys. Like I said, if you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I hope you guys are having a fabulous week. I will chat to you in the comments and I shall see you all in my next video.